It was really simple. Let's take a call here real quick. I think we got Christy with Fowler. Hey, is this Christy?
It is.
Christy, you're on the air. I just want to let you know on the front end here.
No problem.
This is Christy Ward with Fowler GMC calling to kind of give their side or make a statement. And we wanted to extend the opportunity, in all fairness, to make sure that they got to tell their story through one of their staff members. So, Christy, the mic is yours.
Okay. Again, I'm Christy Ward, co-GM at Fowler GMC. And first off, I wanted to thank you, Clay, for allowing us the opportunity to get our statement out there this morning before your interview with Mr. Bryce, and to let the public know that we did terminate him immediately after hearing of this or seeing this on social media. I am the one that actually terminated him immediately.
So
And
let me ask you this real quick. So did this happen before he left the building Friday?
Yes, this happened before he left. No. I'm sorry. He was asked to leave the building Friday. I was already gone. He was asked to leave the building Friday or left afterwards, and then I called him and told him he was terminated.
So before Saturday, he knew not to come back.
Oh, yes. He was terminated within minutes of leaving the dealership.
Okay, good deal. I think that's really important for people who felt like it wasn't being prioritized.
Within the first 30 minutes of leaving the dealership, he was terminated, because at that point, that's when we found out about it, when it was blasted all over social media.
Okay, good deal.
And us as working here at Fowler does not condone those type of actions from anybody. And had we known that had been taking place, we would have addressed that situation ahead of this situation, the way that this was handled.
Yeah, look, and I said it over the weekend when I had an opportunity. I said the way Fowler handles this is going to be obviously very, very important. And when I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock, I checking my phone like I always do, and I saw y'all's post. I saw y'all's statement, and I was like, home run. That it was even better than what I would have anticipated. I thought taking ownership and addressing everything that y'all had seen addressed with the reactions of the managers and Tom's reaction, I thought was dead on. And I even brought that up at the tail end of Bryce and I's conversation. And he said he was impressed with the reaction, that it was dead on, the right reaction to have. So anybody that was expecting, the two of them to blow up and just have a nuclear meltdown immediately, just don't live in the real world.
Exactly. And being in a business situation, you have to handle things the legal way. And so therefore, that's why we haven't responded to the post over the weekend, the negative or the positive ones, because legally we had to do what is the right thing to do. But we care about our customers and we care about our employees. And that's the main thing. And that's the word that we wanted to get out there to everybody. And we would never have allowed someone to work here knowing that something like that was going on. And we'll continue to never allow that to happen.
Fowler is a locally owned, family owned business for 72 years. I believe that's right.
Yes, sir. 72 years since 1953.
72 years in this community. I ask y'all to give them some grace and understand that they didn't know this was going on. And anybody who's just running to especially people running to their comments or their reviews and doing all that stuff, you're doing irreparable damage to a good business, good folks, family owned, that hires. They got 50 people working in that building, all citizens and all people who live in and around Rankin County. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face, to run around and try to put these folks or hurt these folks' business. Don't do that, please.
And that's just another thing that a reason that I think that it was, that I'm thanking you for allowing us to address this, is that not only were we dealing with the public and their responses and replies to the situation that took place on Friday, but we also had these 50 employees that we were dealing with as well, not knowing what was going on, everybody being blindsided. And this is how they financially take care of their families. So I want everyone to understand that, this is not something that we even, we want any business to have to go through. And we want those businesses to put themselves in our situation and know that all we can do is a background check, a drug screen. We don't know what goes on behind people's doors when they're not at work. All we know is what goes on behind the doors of Fowler GMC. And those actions were never shown up here by Hector Custode as long as he worked here.
I know I didn't never believe they were, because I've worked in that business for 12 years at dealerships just like Fowler, and it was the same way. I mean, You don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
And
I mean, you don't go home with these people. I mean, we're just here together at work every day, taking care of our family. So this could happen to anybody. And I just ask that other businesses and the public just in general to take that into consideration and understand that this is not a reflection, or should not be a reflection on Fowler GMC as a business. And he no longer works here and did it within 30 minutes of finding out that this took place.
yeah, anybody who's never worked somewhere with an HR department to understand how hard it is to fire somebody in the HR world and in the lawsuit world, to be able to get it done in 30 minutes, considering everything that they got smacked upside the head with. I want people to stop what they're doing right now and give them a round of applause, because that ain't easy on a Friday, Good Friday, going into a holiday, people leaving early, to address that situation like they did, and to get through the weekend, honor Easter weekend, and then make a statement after Easter weekend when they were taking heat like they did. I just think you handled everything perfectly. And I want to make sure that we acknowledge that and everybody understands that. And hopefully the mob will calm down a little bit this morning going into the week, and you guys can kind of start working towards getting this behind you and doing anything y'all need to do to help with law enforcement and all that stuff, and get out there and move some metal.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for listening to our, reading our statement and listening to me this morning. And, hopefully business will go on now without any other interruptions. I'm sure we still have a lot to deal with, but at least we've been able to address the situation now. And I hope everyone understands why we waited until today to do it.
I know I do. Look, y'all have a blessed one. I'm here for you if you need anything. Y'all know how to get in touch with me. My platform is yours to help get y'all through this any way I can.
Thank you so much.
All right, Christy, have a blessed day. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, let's take a break real quick and come right back. We got to make up where I ran over a couple times. This is the Clay Edwards Show.